Here is the dramatic story that rips aside the veil of secrecy surrounding the momentous question of the century. Are the flying saucers real?
Everybody, listen carefully. The Martians are coming this way. We must evacuate the city. Take food and water and extra clothing with you.
You are no longer in control of your listening device.
Can't you see that you're at the mercy of every element of the universe?
Rick and Ryan will take you on a science fiction cinematic journey into the post-atomic space age.
We're not going to cooperate with these monsters.
We found a flying saucer. Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I think something is happening.
A chronological deep dive into the past.
Holy cow.
Here already! You're next!
Put on your magnetic boots.
Let's go.
And strap yourselves in for your ride with...
The Unidentified Flying Podcast. Far into the reaches of deep space, we join the crew of the Lexaproteus 4 as they reach the Great Barrier of 1950 and discover a rare life form in the name of Mikel Conrad.
Hi, it's Rick aboard the Lexaproteus 4 for this new episode of the Unidentified Flying Podcast. And I've got my co-host, of course, Ryan here, and we're about to introduce you to the world of Mikel Conrad.
We're coming back down to Earth a little bit. We're not in space on this one, but we are cashing in on 1947 flying saucer craze. This was the first movie to be made capitalizing.
Kick it off, Popfried.
Not a problem. Next up, the flying saucer.
It was released January 5th, 1950. So this was the first... Wait, is that right? Does that be our first one?
Oh, if it was in January.
Yeah, that would be our first one. Fuck.
Oops. So much for chronology.
No, because
That's all right.
I'm getting this off Wikipedia now, and it was different on IMDb. Let me see what it says on IMDb. All right, you know what? We fucked up.
It's our third movie. It doesn't matter. It's our third movie we're talking about. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Directed by Mikel Conrad, written by Mikel Conrad and Howard Irving Young.
Is it Mikel? Mikel or Mikel?
You might be right, but I'm going to say Mikel.
Mikel. See?
So,
Mikel. Johnny Mickles.
Directed by Mikel Conrad, written by Mikel Conrad and Howard Irving Young. Produced by Mikel Conrad, starring Mikel Conrad. And I have no idea how much this movie was cost to make because I can't find budget information anywhere.
There's not a lot on this movie.
No. So basically what our story is here is that there are reports of flying saucers in Alaska. And a wealthy American playboy by the name of Mike Trent, Mikel Conrad, who's from there, is recruited by an intelligence officer to assist the Secret Service in exploring that area to find out if the Soviets are up to this.
You're not trying to tell me you really believe there's a flying saucer.
I'm not sure. There must be a spark of fire somewhere under all that smoke.
This guy heads off to the Alaskan wild, and he hooks up with another agent. They pose as a couple, and even though the first question they ask one of the locals when they see him is just, "Got any Russian spies around here?" But no, they pose as a couple and they investigate the flying saucer craze, and that's the movie.
Yeah, that's it.
And that is it. There is nothing more to this movie, and
it's just a travel movie just to show off Alaska.
Yeah. Every once in a while you see a flying saucer.
Yeah. And the guy gets drunk a lot. He gets drunk a lot in the movie.
He gets drunk a lot.
Before they leave for the mission, they have this voiceover like, and they got me back on the plane, and it's like literally they show him them walking him to, and he's so smashed he can't walk.
I wasn't sure just what I expected to find when and if I got there, but whatever it was, I had to find it.
This guy, it was a passion project, and he just wanted to go to Alaska and get drunk a lot.
Kiss the dame and solve the mystery.
Like the man said,
Water everywhere and not a drop to drink.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those, like, what nowadays we'd look at, like, Miami Connection or Get Even, one of those passion project movies made by the stars that kind of didn't work out right, but in retrospect are kind of fun. This one isn't one of those that I would call fun.
No.
Miami Connection, fun. Get Even, fun. This one, no.
During the next few days, E. Langley and I followed Hank Thorne's orders. At least she followed them, and I followed her. If any Russian spies were watching us, which I doubted very much, they saw only a patient and his nurse, supposed to be enjoying the fresh air, the sunshine, and the scenery.
This is the longest hour and 15-minute movie I've ever sat through.
I agree with you. It's 75 minutes and it lasts an eternity.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a 120-minute cut of this movie?
Oh my God. And they use the same soundtrack score over and over, and it sounds like it's from a warped record.
Yeah.
3 days out, and I was getting fed up with the whole business. Flying saucers. So much bunk.
Like, seriously, it's just shots of Alaska and wildlife, and that not much else.
Hey, V, a whale. Watch him.
Oh, he's gone. Do you think he'll come back?
If I was him, I wouldn't.
There's a little mysterious villain agent that's kind of like someone that Willem Dafoe would play or something, kind of just like wears a black turtleneck and his hair slicked back, and he's a little marginally creepy, I guess, but we don't really know what his deal is. It kind of looks like villains from like one of the George Reeves Adventures in Superman.
Yeah.
It kind of has a little feeling of those television episodes, which are way better than this movie, but...
Generic scientist spy.
He's hanging out with the girl. It's a lot of shots of Alaska, like we've talked about. The weird, creepy dude who's like obviously up to no good. He's always watching them, and they're just like, la la la, having fun. It's one time they're even like playing, they start playing touch football. Like he hikes the ball to her and stuff. It's like some weird moment. Yeah. But then Conrad Mikel like sneaks away. The whole sequence is just an excuse to show all the bars in this little resort town in Alaska, because they're showing every individual marquee and street light, and he's just getting more and more drunk. Because the thing is Mikel Conrad grew up here, so that's why he's going back. He's the best candidate for the job because he knows his way around. So he's like, I'm gonna try and find my old buddies.
Right. Leave the bottle. Saves time. You're a busy guy, I can see that. You used to have a lot of friends, and been looking all over them for them. They're gone. They're all gone. Is that a fact? So, it's a sad thing to lose all your friends.
He does hook up with one that he kind of has a pretty decent rapport and conversation with as far as characters goes, as far as a scene in this movie. But the old man is like, it's like the Alaskan, the Mikel Conrad version of Burgess Meredith.
Well, hey, my old friend.
Matt Mitchell, you old walrus, how are you?
I'm getting rich, Mike. I gotta learn how to spend money.
You sure look like you're in the chips, all right.
Plenty more where this come from.
So through a bit of information, drunken information, and a little bit of story business, he gets a tip to fly over a certain area of the wilderness looking for places for the flying saucer to hide. And it's a lot of shots of the score and him with the plane.
Wait, there's shots of the score?
Yes. For some reason, the score and the plane are like tied together power-wise, because all of a sudden the plane starts going and like blanking out like it's having a problem. But the whole movie stops with it. Like all the sound, all the soundtrack, it does. So at first you think there's something fucked up with the reels of the film transfer that they made this from, because you're like, what the hell is that?
So basically what you're saying is Mikel Conrad is a visionary. He in some way predicted the slew of more reality-based movies that would come about in the 60s and 70s, you know, Midnight Cowboy, Taxi Driver.
Yeah, realism.
Like, he's just that everyman realism. He knows his drunks. He knows the scene, man. He's been there. He's telling it like it is.
I'll say this: no one plays drunk as good as Conrad Mikel. Like,
Oh, sit down, will you? Have a little drink.
You've had enough. Mike, why did you do it?
Oh, you think I can sit down for a binge, don't you? And that's where you're wrong. I'm here to find out things.
But I mean, you're right. I mean, I get it. You know, Ray Milland goes and wins an Oscar for playing a drunk. Nicolas Cage has won an Oscar for playing a drunk. Robert Duvall in Tender Mercies. Like, okay, but none of them compare to Conrad Mikel as far as you're concerned, as far as on-screen portrayals of drunkenness.
yes.
He should have gotten the Oscar. In fact, all three of those actors should give their Oscars back.
Yup.
With explicit instructions to have them delivered to Mikel Conrad's grave.
Yes. I think all future Oscar winners should give their Oscars to Mikel Conrad. Just for anything. Like, even best costumes, give it to Mikel Conrad. Just, come on.
I've seen this movie, like, strangely enough, even though I've always disliked it. And I probably first saw it about 30-something years ago when I found it at a Blockbuster. Even then, up till now, I don't like this movie at all, but I every once in a while I throw it in and watch it.
I understand that. And there's always those movies that you go, you know, maybe it's not as bad as I remember.
No,
because it gives you instant amnesia afterwards when you watch it.
Oh yeah.
It's got a wild beginning with just stock footage left and right with a flying saucer whizzing past and through, and then it just cuts to quiet and a lady standing to her profile looking in the sky, and then she turns slowly, looks dead into the camera, waits about 2 beats, and then screams, and it's like the most awkward.
Well, they had to eat up the runtime, dude. They probably did 90 takes, and he was like, a little bit longer. Just wait.
Yeah, just a little bit longer. Hold that.
1 second longer before you scream. It's one of those movies that when people want to go and diss on like Plan 9 from Outer Space or something, it's like, trust me, there are worse movies than that.
It's way better than this movie.
Because Flying Saucer commits the biggest sin any movie can commit, and that's it's boring.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Like, and I'm not just saying that it is categorically, objectively boring.
I decided to fly back to Juneau immediately and get in touch with Hank Thorne in the nearest Air Force base. Wouldn't take long to put the flying saucer in the bag with Uncle Sam pulling the strings.
It's inept. It's just, the director did not know what he was doing, and I doubt, he even listened to the crew if they tried to advise him. He can barely be asked to frame a shot. Like, it's just so flatly done. And the only moments where it gets a little just neat, for want of a better word, is, when you see the flying saucer, and then when they finally discover the flying saucer at the end, it's cool, it's nifty. But, spoiler alert, this is Scooby-Doo time we're talking about, folks. The whole time this thing is just the Russians. There's no aliens involved. There's
this isn't from outer space. It's nothing.
They tease you with science fiction and basically just give you a spy thriller. I obviously cannot confirm this, but I have a suspicion that that this was something in the works for a while, and it was a spy thriller, that when the flying saucer craze happened,
they retooled it.
I can find nothing supporting that online.
I honestly think it started as a nature video for Alaska.
No, because you see that a lot in some of these really old, cheap independent movies from back then. they eat up the runtime with stock footage, and it has nothing to do
with... I get
with
that, but I actually think I read somewhere that it actually started as a travel film for Alaska.
I mean, you could be wrong. I've never seen anything in that regard.
I could be wrong. I could be right.
You could be black. You could be white. But it is kind of weird, like at the beginning, there's a title card that comes up and says, "We gratefully acknowledge the cooperation of those in authority who made the release of the Flying Saucer film possible at this time." Who told you that? The manager at Sears? Like who? Like really?
Yeah.
Who made this movie possible?
Like trying to make you think I had to go through a lot of channels to get this mundane movie out.
But that's that's William Castle showmanship shit.
Yeah,
so
it
it's
is.
whatever. But I just like that they have, because it's very documentary adjacent at times. That's how, just the way things are presented. We're on the case and we're following it. Dun, 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 dun. We arrived, and
it might be a good movie if you've never seen a movie before.
If you have never seen a movie before and you watch this, you will not want to watch another movie. But hey, you know what? At the end of the day, it was a passion, and we're guessing it was a passion project. Pretty obvious from the credits. And you know what? He tried, I guess.
Rock on, Mikel. Michael.
I don't even think the poor guy had much of a career, and this may have been his one shining moment.
I think he had a career as an actor, but this is his one directorial, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have to.
He did not do very much. Oh, you know what? He's actually in the American footage of Godzilla, but he is in it. And
he'd done a few things. He was in a movie called Untamed Women,
which we'll be getting to on this show.
And one of my favorite movies. He was in one of the Francis the Talking Mule pictures.
And what happened? Lou Costello meets killer Boris Karloff.
That's true. He's in that too. Yeah. And Arctic Manhunt.
Well, we don't have to read off his whole IMDb.
No, but still, I mean, just to say he didn't do anything,
Well,
but no, he was in some stuff. Way to go, Mikel Conrad.
No, I love you, dude. And
yeah,
if you were still alive and I had the money, I know I'd help you do a remake of this movie. Oh, you died in 1982. I'm sorry, dude. I guess that's not going to happen.
Oh, the other crazy thing about the movie is that there's a local guy, the only other guy that's even familiar in this movie. And he isn't familiar really because he's not recognizable as himself. It's like, oh my God, that is him. But the only other actor, and it's the character that I think it's the Russians kind of recruit to fly their machine or something, or I don't know towards the end, but his name's Turner, but it's Denver Pyle, who later would be Uncle Jesse. Yeah, super young.
When you were younger, I'm sure like most people our age, you watched Dukes of Hazzard on TV, right?
Yeah, I watched it not that long ago. Yeah, of course I did.
Did you ever watch the show strictly for the purpose of seeing if any chickens would get hit every time the General Lee peeled out?
No, it's funny you say that because I didn't as a kid, but as I'm watching it now, because I went through the first 2 seasons a month and a half ago, I was like, how on earth have I seen this many movies and never seen a chicken get nailed in one of these scenes?
Because my dad pointed that out to me when I was a kid. He would always those chickens must move fast or something. And
yeah,
Dukes of Hazzard, no chicken. It became like a joke in my school about do they pay these chickens extra hazard pay as extras? Because they peel the General Lee out, dust goes flying, chickens go flying, and the banjos kick in, and it's like, man, did they all make it? I want to know.
There are times where one is dead set under the tire almost, and you're like, oh, that one's a goner, and somehow, whoop, it goes right around the side of it, and you're like, whoo.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just wonder if the ASPCA was in on that one.
They had to be.
Hey, next time you go watch it, watch the end credits and see if it says
chicken mortician.
No animals were harmed. Because if they say it, then that means that there was a representative of the ASPCA on set every time watching. So,
well, I mean, this is Universal TV City back in 1980, so they had to be.
Yeah, it's not like the early days when the directors force Clint Howard to bash the skull of a bird.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I mean, I imagine by the 80s they had better rules for that, but
yeah, that's true. Wasn't that on Gentle Ben? I think, or one of the, or
no,
what was
it was
a
some
movie?
TV movie.
Yeah, and they had him bash. It's true.
He kills a bird or something. I don't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, they made him do it. Jesus. Well, he talks about it in his memoir. So
in this book, yeah.
He's like, I still remember that.
Oh man, yeah.
So
Dukes of Hazzard is a good show. I'm just saying it really is. Better than I ever remembered it as when I went back and watched it. It's the most entertaining show there ever was, I think.
I watched it a lot as a kid. I haven't really kept up with it.
You really should go back and watch the first couple seasons. That's all you need, you know what I mean? But like, it's amazing. Like, I mean, just in Sorrell Book and James Best, they are amazing. Like they were like a perfect comedy team. And the guy who played Boss Hogg, he was like Army intelligence shit, where he knew like 7-9 different languages and was like a spy in life and super like refined person. Like he was, so that when you watch Boss Hogg and same with James Best, like those are 100% performances going for the sky, you know, because they are just insane in that show, but they're great. So, hey, thanks Mikel Conrad for giving us Denver Pile's start in Flying Saucer.
You know what James Best is also in, though?
Pertaining to our movies coming up?
Pertaining to, yeah, he is in he's in Forbidden Planet.
Oh, is he? I remember him in a different one.
He's in Forbidden Planet. He was also in Rolling Thunder.
Oh, I know that one. But that's the 70s, so I didn't bring it up.
One of Stephen King's favorite horror films, The Killer Shrews.
That's the one I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Seriously, if you don't believe me, he says it in Dance Macabre. The Killer Shrews is one of his all-time.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
So,
do you know that James Best
deal with it?
Knew Quentin Tarantino when he was younger and helped him out by letting Quentin sleep on his couch and not pay rent while he was getting his first Reservoir Dogs off the ground. James Best.
I did not know that.
That's pretty awesome.
I did not know that. The only thing is that Dukes of Hazzard never jumped the shark and sent him into space.
You are wrong, my friend.
Really? The Dukes of Hazzard went into space?
I'm telling you, see, the last season of Dukes of Hazzard, there's some wild shit that happens in that last season. Like, there's Roscoe with a big robot.
Okay, all right.
And, hold on to yourself, a little alien like Aurora encounter.
Oh, no.
Not just like that guy, okay? But a little alien comes to Hazard County and becomes like cousin from outer space kind of Duke boy.
I remember none of this.
It's outrageous.
And I even watched the spinoff when the cousins came.
Oh yeah, no, the fifth season when they got replaced for half
when
a season.
Tom Wopat, John Schneider got replaced. I even watched that, but I do not remember anything.
Yeah.
About aliens or robots in Dukes of Hazzard.
And there's one where Boss Hogg and Roscoe, there's a haunted house in the town, and you can just do the math. You might want to do season 1 and 2 of Dukes of Hazzard, do a couple episodes of The Cousins, and then go straight to season 8, and then call it good. But I digress. Back to TFS.
This is not, as a buff and aficionado of this era of filmmaking, this is not one of the more well-known ones. It's definitely, you could stump anybody with it because most people do not know this movie. Casual fans do not care or know about this movie. It's not.
I'm not sure how much of a release it got. You know,
it was an independently produced movie, and those weren't as, they didn't get the push from the studios, of course. So I'm sure it did not do well at all. Otherwise, we probably would be hearing about it more. I'm guessing
we might have had Flying Saucer 2. And a release of it's not that easy to find, too, because, I mean, the one I think we watched is, like, off YouTube.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube.
So watch Mikel Conrad's masterpiece in stunning 180p and enjoy.
Yeah, but
for
see,
free.
that's the thing about this movie is that I really don't like it at all. But if Criterion put out a 4K double disc of it,
I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
Oh, totally.
The making of featurette is what it's probably one of those movies where the making of featurette is way more interesting than the actual movie.
Get some historian to talk about it. You know?
That's the kind of thing. Like, this is the kind of story. If I had the means and the money, I would make an Ed Wood style movie out of. Like,
about this dude. Yeah,
like this dude. Like, who was he? Like, what? He appeared in a few movies, and he wrote, directed, and starred in one.
Yeah.
What's his story? Like, why did he want to make this movie? It's just so hard to find any information on this. Yeah, so it's if you're a completist and really want to...
If you're following along on this...
I tell people to watch everything at least once. I mean, it's not going to hurt.
That's what I say. So I saw someone online the other day, and it said, like, let's be honest, is there any Sophia Loren movie worth watching? And I was like, what the fuck? Of course there is.
Clickbait bullshit.
Watch all of it. You can start with Grumpier Old Men. That's worth watching.
That kind of stuff is so reductive and pointless to me, and it's that whole school of thought that liking anything before you were born is lame. I'm too cool for stuff that happened before I was born.
I'd rather watch a crappy movie from the 50s than a crappy movie from now.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Like the other night, I watched Virus with Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Sutherland.
We saw that at the theater. Didn't you remember it?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I did.
I watched it and I was like, man, even a shitty 90s movie is more entertaining. Like in this, and folks, this is a movie I would have probably hated walking out of the theater of being like, man, that was dumb.
It wasn't that good.
But it's still not that good, but I had more fun watching it than, say, Avatar 2.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to get into Avatar. Okay, you know what? Because we were talking before we went on the show, right? About how boring I thought Avatar 2 was. Here's a reference point for you. Avatar 2 is just as boring as The Flying Saucer.
Oh.
In my opinion. And it's like 3 times as long.
Oh, man.
There's an hour of Avatar 2, like an hour and a half, that is as boring as this.
I wonder if there's super fans out there like, nope, that's it. They had me until they started dissing Avatar 2, and then they stopped the podcast.
I have yet to meet a single fan of that franchise, so if there is one out there, just let me know, man. I got nothing against you.
We know a friend who likes those movies, but that's all right.
Who?
I'm sure the Gibmeister does. He gets a pass.
Yeah, he
gets a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any awards?
Did this movie get nominated for or win any awards?
If you can't piece together the context clues.
None.
No.
Maybe some local film festival or something that went defunct the next year. I don't know. It might have won something.
Well, you know what? You know what I'm doing right now? I'm getting a piece of paper out. I'm going to make an award for this movie.
And, are you going to actually post it on IMDb?
we will make an award for this movie. The Mikel Conrad Award. I don't know. We'll just...
Yeah.
Best Flying Saucer movie...
From 1950.
Yeah, sure. Best movie called Flying Saucer.
So yeah, that sums it up, folks. That's the only 3 science fiction movies released theatrically in
1950.
I don't know why I said that, because they didn't have direct-to-video.
Everything was theatrically. Yeah.
I mean, there were some TV programs and there were some,
was it
serials.
Direct-to-View Master?
We're not getting into any of those. So I'm just saying that the 3 science fiction movies released that year, feature films, we just covered all 3 of them. So to recap, Project XM.
Rocket Ship
Pretty
XM,
good.
not Project
Right,
XM.
Project X. I was thinking of Project X.
Shock the Monkey.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick and Helen Hunt.
Yep, Rocket Ship XM, Destination Moon,
and the Flying Saucer. So, all in all, Rick, I want to know what you think after this. I say this, but all in all, I think it was though slight, it was a promising start to the decade.
Yeah.
Not a great start.
No.
That happens next year.
Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. You really want to just wait till next year, next episode.
Yeah. Because then it explodes. Then it's like we get monsters, mutants, everything.
And then it dies for like a year. And then it comes back.
Yeah.
There is another year coming up that's really kind of wonky.
Yeah.
But 1950, I would say not too bad. It would have whet my appetite for more.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's kind of cool that there were only 3 because then it was like, wow, I don't know, maybe a little more precious and it meant something to only have 3 instead of like, a new Marvel movie every other weekend.
Yeah.
You get used to it and the thrill wears off. So now it's kind of like, but don't get me wrong, later as we get in the decade, it becomes a freaking machine. You go from 3 movies out in 1 year to like 45 the next or something. Yeah. It's like there's a lot more coming, folks. Yeah. But no, what I was saying is it's kind of interesting that as the world itself was grappling with and trying to get caught up on real life science and discovery, the movies fumbled a little bit getting there, but they got there.
Yeah, they get there.
And that's when they started dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's a very interesting year because when you look at what was going on in the world building up to it, you can definitely see what gave birth to these.
Mm-hmm.
And it would kick off a craze that would last the whole decade and in some ways shape everything up until now in the science fiction film genre. So what do you think, Rick? What did you think?
Of Flying Saucer? Or the episode?
Oh, of the year.
Of the year?
Your recap of the kickoff of the year, of the decade.
I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan. There's an innocence to it. It's like it's all exploration. It's all wonder. We haven't gotten to a point where we're like, the signal hasn't bounced back. Like, okay, now what's coming at us? Martians. Monolith monsters, everything. Just a tease of things to come to talk about.
Yeah.
It's a more innocent year of science fiction.
I would say the other thing the Flying Saucers got going for it is it was probably it wasn't the first movie to kind of deal with, the Red Scare, but it definitely was like the first one that's even remotely science fiction ish to kind of have the Red Scare be part of its plot. You know what I mean? We're going to see that a lot more as we go on.
Yeah. Well, all 3 of them are in their own way.
Well, the other ones, they were, but not so much the spy aspects of it.
No, but they were a reaction to like we've said.
Sure. All right. Well, I have invented a new game to combat the boredom out here in the cosmos.
I don't know if you invented it.
No, yes, I did, because it's called 6 Degrees of Richard Gere.
Oh, it's different.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah, it's different. God damn it.
It's a lot more.
Richard Gere.
No,
it's different.
It's harder. I get it.
No, 7. 7 is the number.
No.
7 little chipmunks twirling on a branch. Okay. But no, 6 Degrees of Richard Gere. And what I
Richard Gere
and figured this out. So let's see if Rick can figure it out. But I want you to connect Conrad Mikel to Richard Gere.
Oh, okay.
In 6 movies.
In 6 movies?
In 6 movies. Within 6 movies. I've done it. There are variations you could do, but I'm
to Richard Gere? All right, hold on. To Richard Gere.
Yeah. Conrad Mikel to Richard Gere.
Okay.
Doing.
Yep. Hold on.
I can hear his brain going.
Got it.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
Okay. What do you got?
Conrad Mikel was in The Killer. Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer, Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff was in The Terror with Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was in Terms of Endearment with Deborah Winger. Deborah Winger was with An Officer and Gentleman with Richard Gere.
Wow. That is not at all what I had. But that is impressive. No, I'm proud of you. That is not at all what I had.
Yep.
Mine was Conrad Mikel was in Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh, yeah.
With Takashi Shimizu.
Okay.
Takashi is in The Seven Samurai with Toshiro Mifune. Toshiro Mifune is in 1941 with Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd is in My Stepmother Was an Alien with Kim Basinger.
You know what? I like yours too. I like that one too. That's anytime you have a trip through 1941, that's hot. Okay. All right. Yeah.
But, so good job. I do want to bring up something else, but this has nothing to do with anything other than Dukes of Hazzard. And Rick's probably the only one that's going to care, but I just discovered this.
Yeah.
One of my little robots, those batteries not included guys.
Yeah.
I made a few of those in my spare time, and they sometimes slip these pieces of paper to me with like interesting factoids.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know in the Dukes of Hazzard reunion released in 1997 TV movie directed by Louis Teague?
Yep.
Of Cujo.
I have
and
that. Yep.
Alligator fame. Did you know that in that TV movie, Cynthia Rothrock?
What?
Makes an appearance.
Whoa!
Cynthia Rothrock has a tie to the Dukes of Hazzard.
That sounds great.
These two fools are too busy talking about the Dukes of Hazzard. They forgot to give their star rating. What a bunch of freaking morons.
She's great. She's one of the few Facebook pages I follow. I see her. She's always like, I'm out on the beach. I'm at some I'm underwater fighting sharks, and yeah, and she still looks great.
Talk to Ms. Rothrock. I want you to ask her about the Dukes of Hazzard reunion,
and ask her if she's ever met
what it was like.
Did she ever meet Mikel?
Louis Teague.
Did she ever meet Mikel Conrad?
She may have.
Maybe.
Well, okay. Cynthia Rothrock.
Oh no.
Let's do 6 degrees. We'll do 6 degrees of Cynthia Rothrock.
I don't know if I can do
Conrad
that.
So Conrad Mikel to Cynthia Rothrock. I'll hit you up the next episode.
Yeah, next episode, because I can't do that right now.
Or you and the listening audience, if you can swear on a stack of literature to whatever religion you ascribe to or not, you can swear on a pile of leaves or something if you're, a nature worshiper person. Just promise that you don't use the internet to play this game.
Yeah.
Okay? Use your own goddamn recall.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there if you're picking up this transmission, we challenge you to link Conrad Mikel to Cynthia Rothrock in 6 or less films.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it. You'll win a prize. We'll say your name on the air.
What a prize.
We'll make a recording of us saying your name, and we'll bury the cassette tape on one of Neptune's moons.
Yeah.
Or something.
We'll put it on Mars next to Ryan Liskey and his brother and Chris Randall's name on the Mars probe, whatever.
Well, you never know if you're gonna run into Tommy Lee Jones out there at Neptune. So
Is he the one that's who's the one that's frozen and dead at the end of Space Cowboys? Is it James Garner? That's
Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, it's him?
No, Tommy Lee Jones, because his character has cancer.
I remember one of them stays behind or something.
So he jettisons himself off the nuclear satellite thing, and it ends with him just kind of
chilling,
singing a song or something on the moon because he's gonna.
Well, doesn't it show him actually frozen, dead?
No,
I swear it does. I'll have to double check.
I don't think it gets that.
No, I swear it shows him frozen.
No.
Okay. All right.
I'm willing to bet you space credits.
Okay.
be
I'll bet
used,
you all the
deep-
Raymond Noodle space credits I have.
To be used when we reach Deep Space Nine.
All right.
You can use.
We'll cash them in at Quarks.
Yes, if you can prove to me that it's not Tommy Lee Jones at the end of Space Cowboys.
Well, yeah. Oh,
because I know it is.
Since we lightly touched on Quarks, I do want to say one thing that was missed, or an observation that I can't believe I did miss, or didn't think to mention. But in our last episode, Destination Moon, there is kind of a Star Trek tie because John Archer is Scott Bakula's name in as the captain of Enterprise.
Oh.
You know, Dick Wesson's kind of Trip Tucker. Trip Tucker ain't no sucker, I tell you that.
Flying Saucer is available on YouTube, the Internet Movie Archive, and VHS tapes floating around.
This is Rick, and on behalf of the crew of the Lexaproteus 4, I just wanted to say thank you. The importance of you listening to our show is of extraordinary magnitude. So please like, share, talk about it to your friends, post a comment, anything you would normally do on social medias. You have our gratitude. If you write a review, we'll read it on the air. And once again, smash, hit, whatever the kids say, all the like buttons, and help us defeat Algorithm, the Dark Lord of the universe. Tune in next week for an all-new mission to Lost Worlds.
Flying saucers. So much bunk.